Assalamu alaikum students. Today I'm going to explain about the profit or loss statement. This statement is one of the two statements we are going to study in grade 11. So we have two types of statements. First we are going to study about profit or loss. So in the next sessions which is going to come up, we'll be learning the statement for financial position. So today we have a trial balance here. So in this trial balance, both sides are equal and you can see all the transactions are given as debit and credit, and also they have given a name for this business, the trial balance of Abdan's business, right? So I have first of all, before preparing any statement, you have to first write the name of the business. So business of Abdan, this must be the owner's name, so this is also the business name. And second, you have to definitely write down the statement. What type of statement is this? Profit or loss statement. After that, you have the date for the year ended 31st December 2019. So this statement we are going to prepare for the year 2019. So from the beginning of January 1st until December 31st, whatever happened in this business, we are going to record and find the net profit. So net profit means the last profit that is going to remain in your business after settling all direct and indirect expenses. So to explain to you about the statement further, this statement has some topics. So last time also I explained you about the topics. So the way to write this is, first have a description column and then 3 columns to write the amounts. Okay, there is a way of writing the amount. First of all, you have to draw this statement. It will occupy almost your whole page. So first write sales, then cost of sales. Minus cost of sales means you are going to first deduct all the direct expenses you have. After that, you have to add other income to that. Okay, so you have to leave around 2 lines here. Then write the topic expenses. Then there are 4 types of expenses. First, distribution, administration, other and finance. You have to write these in order. Okay, never forget the order. This is the order. And also the number of lines you have to leave is an estimation. You have to estimate. For distribution, administration, you can leave 3 or 4 according to the space you have and according to the question you get. So you can just roughly go through the question and then start leaving the space. So first what you have to do is draw up this, then write these topics in order, and then let's start doing now. So first we have stock as at 1st 2019. This means the opening stock. So opening stock in a business was brought by the last year's closing stock. So 2018 31st December, you would have had some closing stock. So that became 2019 January's opening stock. That is why it is brought forward. So this is 10,000. Let's record. Opening stock. And also I have to mention another thing. In the first column, you don't record anything up to here. So you better take a pencil and put a line like this, because otherwise you might start recording here. So opening stock valued 10,000. And next you have purchases. Purchases is also a direct cost for any business. If you are doing sales of shoes, so your sales of shoes, in order to sell shoe, you have to buy shoe. So you will be spending some money for shoe. So that is purchases. 148,000. Next you have carriage inward expenses. Carriage inward means it's transport cost. 8,000. Then you have loading expenses. Loading means from the lorry somebody has to get down all the shoes to your business store place or store house or your business place. So for that person you'll have to pay some money, right? So that is loading expenses. Maybe in the case of we'll say a person doing a computer business, anyhow you'll have to get someone to load the items. So it's 10,000. Then we have closing stock. Before closing stock you have something to do, so which is you have to write you have to leave a space here. Okay, leave one space, one line, and then write minus closing stock. Closing stock. Closing stock means at the end of this 2019 December 31st, you will have some shoes remaining without being sold. Nobody bought it by the end of December 31st. So what happens is this remains, and this stock you will be carrying forward for 2020 year, 2020. So the amount is 15,000 worth goods. So you have to put a bracket, then bracket shows deducting. We are not adding or subtracting anything at first. We are only going to write down whatever the amounts we have. So I have written this. Then sales is given here, and you had to write sales in the third column. $500,000, and then 10% fixed deposit. Always remember not to write assets or liabilities in the profit or loss statement. You already know what are assets, what are current assets, non-current assets, liabilities. Okay, you don't write these two in your profit or loss statement. So fixed deposit is a type of asset, non-current asset. So you don't record this fixed deposit, but you have another thing to record under this. They are given 10%. So this 10% means this 40,000 you deposited in the bank, you are receiving 10% interest for this. So if you calculate 40,000 into 10%, you will get, okay, I'll do the calculations for you. It's 4,000 rupees. So this 4,000 rupees is your interest on fixed deposit. You can see that is given clearly here. So there's another thing. If the amount you get after calculating is equal to what is given in the trial balance, 4,000 you got here, also 4,000 is given here, it means for interest income on fixed deposit you have received it properly. According to income and expenses, whatever they write in the trial balance is whatever received or whatever spent in terms of money. Okay, so it means you have got this 4,000 clearly. Fixed deposit interest. Fixed deposit interest. You have to write this also in the second column, which is 4,000 rupees. Then we are not recording this fixed deposit. We have to record this anyway. The second one, machine and equipment is also asset, fixed asset, don't record. Capital is equity, don't record. Then bank overdraft is also a liability, don't record that too. Okay, so these will be recorded in another statement. We will be learning that statement later, but according to this we won't record. Interest on bank overdraft, right? They haven't given near bank overdraft any interest percentage, but they have given interest on bank overdraft 3,000. If they have given a value, then it means you have paid that fully, paid that amount. So interest on bank overdraft is a type of finance expense, because finance expenses means the expenses that you have to pay money that you have to pay to financial institutions like just like banks. Okay, so bank is a finance institution. So any expense related to bank is a finance expense. So you have to write interest on overdraft. All expenses should come under this first column. Okay, so it is 3,000. Then next you have interest on bank overdraft recorded. Cash balance also, it's an asset, don't record. Bad debts, you know what are bad debts? Bad debts are when debtors don't pay you on time because they don't pay you on time, and then later on you get to know that they died or else they got bankrupted in a manner that they will never be able to pay for you. So those you have to get under distribution expenses, because this bad debt occurred because you were selling to other people. Okay, because of sales. So when you were distributing your goods only, this bad debt occurred. So bad debts 4,000 rupees. And then rent expenses. Rent expense 40,000. It is an administration expense. Rent expense 40,000. Trade debtors, this is an asset, don't record. Salaries is an expense which is administration. If they give normally as salaries, then it is administration. Then next, sales promotional expense, that is sales to sales personnel. So these salaries to sales personnel 15,000 is given to people who engage in sales. So sales means it is distribution. Your selling means distributing the goods. So salaries to sales personnel, which is 15,000 rupees. Next we have sales promotional expenses. This is also the promotional, advertising or promoting your goods due to because you want to increase your selling, increase the number you sell. So sales promotional is also distribution. ₹16,000. Bank loan at 10%. Okay, this bank loan is given in the credit side. So you know this is the bank loan total value 80,000. So you don't have to record this 80,000 because it is a liability. But bank loan interest, this 10% out of 80,000 should be recorded into 10%. Okay, so if you cut this, you get 8,000. So this 8,000 is bank loan interest. Which is 8,000. Then you have discount received 2,000. Discount received means the money that you get because you pay to your creditors. It's not a money that you receive, it's a deduction actually. So you consider it as something that you receive. So discount received is a good thing to your business. It's an income. So you are paying less to your creditors. Discount received is other income. ₹2,000. Insurance expense is 9,000. This comes under administration. Okay, now what we have to do is to total everything. Carefully look at the way to calculate. So first we are starting from the top. we have to add all this. Don't consider sales now, only from opening stock you start adding until loading expenses. So the total is 176,000. Okay, so this is called as cost of goods to be sold. Cost of goods to be sold. Why do you say cost of goods to be sold? Because these are the total direct expenses that you had to incur for your goods. Why do we deduct closing stock? Closing stock means you are not selling this. Okay, so for this we don't consider the cost. And then what you have to do is directly put a line here below this. The line below this, you have to write the deducted amount 176,000 minus 15,000, 161,000 in this place, exactly in this line below 15,000's opposite below this. So after that you call it cost of sales. Then after that you have to deduct 500,000 minus 161,000. You get 339,000. This is your gross profit. Gross profit means the profit that you get after deducting the direct expenses from the sales value. Still, you have more to deduct from this gross profit. Okay, more and more expenses are there. Finally, only you can arrive at your net profit. So now let's see your other income. This should be added. 6,000. This 6,000 you have to add. Sorry, discount received is 9,000. So your total is 13,000. If you add this two, you get 352,000. Then after that, we are going to take a summary. You don't have any other expenses, so you can put a blank. So we are going to take a summary of all these expenses we have. So 4,000, 14,000, 15,000. $4,000, 15,000, 16,000. You get a total of it's 35,000. And then you get a total of 139,000. Then it's 11,000. So what you have to do is take the total of all these balances here. 35, 139 and 11,000. So you get a total of 185,000. It should be written exactly in front here. So after that you have to deduct 352,000 minus 185,000. See, so you get a balance of 167,000. So this is the way to find the net profit. So you have to follow the order. First you have to write the topics and then follow the order here very carefully. Thank you.